What's going on, guys? Motley Investor here. We got the Knights of the Crypto table with you. We have DC, CryptoCoffee, HexMac, and BallietBran coming on today. Got a quick video for you guys real quick before we kick off. Let's see, share screen. Hold on one second. And this was done by, wow, I'm not prepared for this. Per the usual. This was by T-Share Neo on Twitter at Pump Hex. If you want to look him up, he gave us some music to put over this this Peter McCormick video, which I figured was going to be suiting for today. Sure. All right. Sorry for the quality. He did it on his phone real quick, so we're just gonna. You'll get the idea. Whoop. Oh, this production's killing it. All right, here you guys go. What's up, guys?
Meh.
You look different, Molly. What's you using some kind of new lotion or a new?
I got I started watching anime, and I don't know, something just took over.
Yeah, can I do that to my face or what?
Yeah, for sure.
How do I do that?
You got to go to SnapCam. So if you download SnapCam to your computer, it gives you a whole bunch of streaming filters you can do. One of them's anime.
I'm bad.
Yeah, so I thought we'd go ahead and kick off today's episode since it was today that Kraken had those scam wicks, right? Or was it yesterday?
I'm bad.
It was I think last night.
Was it last night?
Yeah, last night.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a fun topic to go ahead and start talk about how that all went down. Anyone care to share? Since our buddy Peter McCormick likes to promote Kraken.
Yeah, I mean, if you're one of these guys trading, I mean, essentially what happened is it's not really Kraken's fault so much. I mean, yeah, they kind of fucked up and their systems go out a lot as well. But from what I understand, it was people with a shit ton of Bitcoin that basically like sold the price down and hit a bunch of limit orders. But there's really not that many limit orders. Like the order books aren't that thick on Kraken as people think.
Right.
And so these are like big players, big whales. And I believe what it was F2 pool or something, like one of the big mining pools that they wanted to crash the price down. So it went from 1,700, 1,500, 1,400, and then there was like no gap. There's free falling up until 700 because really not a lot of people were expecting it to get that low, right? So they took out like 100x leverage and went and sold, right? They took out a bunch of leverage and sold just because they could, because they're kind of swinging their dick around basically because they have way more money than everyone else.
Right.
And they have the power to do that kind of thing. And I mean, I think they're probably accumulating now. And who's they? I don't really know. It's all these interconnected whales like Binance and all this stuff too. That I mean, I don't know.
Ambiguous they just in the shadows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they expected it to go to $700 though. Wow, that was a bit much, guys. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's not a good look. Like that's not going to help you thicken up your order books anytime soon. I don't imagine people are going to be too happy using Kraken for a while. I think they already have like a class action lawsuit trying to get filed against them.
It's pretty crazy if you kind of know what's kind of going on right now in crypto. Like, there's a lending protocol that's coming out right now called Goldfinch. Have you guys heard of it?
No.
What is it called?
Goldfinch.
Oh,
Goldfinch.
I thought that sounds like the thing from Harry Potter.
Dude, they copy everything from Harry Potter, bro. Like, real golden snitch.
The golden snitch.
But basically, what it is, it's Coinbase essentially, because you all know that that basic Coinbase is going to IPO pretty soon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Yep.
right. So okay, you can actually already buy their stock basically on FTX exchange right now.
You can?
Actually,
Okay.
Yeah, you can buy it right now if you guys want. It's like $288, I think.
Okay.
$288 per share. So it makes the company's like, I guess it's worth currently right now off of the shares like, I don't know, $77 billion, give or take, maybe 80 billion probably now since it went up a little bit. So what's going on with Goldfinch is basically Coinbase is kind of orchestrating a bunch of these plays around with its money. So with Goldfinch, effectively what it is, it's like, so you guys have heard of like BlockFi and Celsius and all these kind of lenders, right?
Right.
So their whole business model is to do that, except only with those guys. So its whole business model is to lend money to institutional lenders or to customer lenders. So basically, like it could possibly lend money to Aave, it can lend money to Celsius, it can lend money to BlockFi, Nexo, blockchain.com. Basically, any entity that wants to borrow money, that's a big entity. So they only lend to the biggest people, right? And one of the reasons why I think they're doing this is so they can have further control of when, so they can show to their investors privately that they can essentially crash the market. So with something like a Goldfinch, they'll be able to lend out to these lenders, right, and get them addicted to really cheap money. So when you give them really cheap money, it allows them to do really reckless stuff and actually pump the price of crypto. So that with this sort of entity, it's kind of the start of the institutional lending for the bigger institutions now, and they're going to be able to give them even cheaper money to be able to play around with in the market. They'll be able to lend at crazy rates, even lose money, but stay open. And then what ends up happening is when they decide to stop lending.
So they're lending to the lenders who are lending to the plebs.
Yes.
Okay, so they're becoming the new Fed of crypto, basically.
Basically, and then the reason they're even doing this is because they're essentially trying to entice really big money with the IPO to show that, like, no, you guys, we still control it. And then if you actually look into like Coinbase, right? Coinbase is pretty much banked by JP Morgan. And since it's banked by JP Morgan, that pretty much means that JP Morgan controls USDC, right? And USDC is becoming a larger and larger player in the crypto space because USDC is basically the second largest, stable coin out here, right? So it goes like Tether, USDC, DAI, right? And it's just this game of basically that the government is trying to eventually, it's going to get rid of Tether to put USDC on top, right? And then the Fed coin comes out, right? And everyone's like, fuck the Fed coin, I'll go to USDC, not even knowing that USDC is JP Morgan coin, which is a Federal Reserve coin, right?
Yeah.
And watch this clusterfuck here, right? Is that DAI token just recently became multi-collateral DAI. And
I heard about that.
So 50% of the reserves are still ETH. Cool. The rest of it is stable coins, which is Tether and USDC.
and it's gone. No stable.
And it's gone. So our most decentralized stablecoin is no longer decentralized at all. So basically, the whole system can be rugged
by the government.
By the government. Yep.
Sweet.
And will it be? Do you think? But it will be rugged at some point because they want to prove a point that crypto's unstable and you got to come running back to daddy government and the dollar.
It's the only way they could build in a kill switch without pretty much shutting down the whole internet. They needed to find something disruptive enough to try to topple the whole system, and pretty much having those stable coins under all their control, and they're not decentralized now. So like, it's kind of a fuck position. I know DC and I have talked about this before. Like, this might be your last like cycle to really be in like USDC, and then after that, I honestly wouldn't touch it. Keep your shit in Hex and ETH, and maybe a couple other coins that you like. And I wouldn't go back to stable coins after this cycle, because you could be part of that.
I think they kick Tether. I think Tether, they either kick Tether or they kick DAI. That's what's going to crash the system. They're going to use USDC to hold your money. So USDC is not going to go down, and everyone will be like, USDC is what saved my ass in the last bear market.
Everyone goes there.
Yep. Now they got it.
But it's also going to be the most reliable stablecoin. I mean, that's what everyone's planning on cashing out into, right? Like, I'm going to go for the most secure stablecoin, even if it is government backed, because I'm just basically taking the risk that they're not tracking my shit yet, right? And like totally censoring everything I do, right? Yeah. I mean, they can retroactively track it and be like, oh, by the way, you got to pay tax for the past 10 years. But, maybe I'm saying too much, but like, it's like
as we're live streaming it, it's like, hey, what about this CryptoCoffee? No comment.
Yeah. No, but it's like it is going to be secure. Is what I'm trying to say. It's going to be the one that everyone runs to. But then they can also they can play some funny games with it retroactively.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we don't like where you put it. Like, you put this into a mixer. Like, we don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Good luck ever getting on an off ramp if you want to.
Right.
That's interesting though, because now if that is the narrative that comes to fruition, what does that say about what we're doing in Hex? It's going to get a lot more attention. A lot more attention.
DeFi in general is going to become huge because the ones that still want to get out underneath the government's thumb is the only way you're going to be able to do that is DeFi, and then DeFi that produces a yield. Like those are that's going to be huge. That's going to be huge when that narrative takes place, if it does.
I'm scouring right now for a good stable coin. There's a couple of them, but the thing is the founders are kind of shaky and stuff. Like
they haven't fully been vetted yet.
Yeah, they haven't fully been vetted. I think one of them is like one of the founders of Spank Chain. Literally, he's making a fully decentralized DAI, basically.
Oh, finally! I was wondering what he'd do next.
Yeah, But the thing is someone's got to do it, and like literally no one's. We don't have a good option for a decentralized. I mean, literally, they could have literally just had Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, or any other coins that are decentralized, somewhat decentralized, but they put stable coins in them.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit. I mean, like and I was wondering why Maker. So this was a play that I was actually thinking about doing for a while back. Maker DAO, or the Maker token, which produces all the DAI token, which is a stable coin. It was $300 for a long time, and then I was looking in why it shot up because it recently like essentially 5x. No, more than 5x. What am I talking about? It went up to like $2,500. It's still at $2,300 for Maker. And the reason that happened is they bought it up so they could vote on making it multi-collateral to make it stable coins.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was like, why the fuck did it pump up? Because I was accumulating it, and then it just went boom. It just shot up. Somebody was trying to like juice the vote, and they got the vote through.
How much? What's the percentage they have to get a vote through?
Well, they had if I remember the entity, right, they bought 150,000 of the supply. There's only like 1 million tokens.
Okay.
So okay. Plus, they already had probably some already.
Yeah,
so,
I forgot there's not much tokens out there.
Yeah, because if you own
supplies 1 million.
Because if you own a lot of Maker, if you own some Maker and you have some Ethereum, effectively you can print money. You get printed money, which is pretty insane. So if you have a lot of Maker tokens, and then you have some Ethereum also to put on the pool. Well, that's how it worked back then. Now you can just put whatever you want else into it. Then you essentially can print dollars in the bear market. That's why I was That's why it was a huge play for me. I was thinking about because it still might be the case in the bear market, but that might be a way to actually get DAI token in the bear market. So you don't even have to put any dollars. You just buy a shit ton of coins, sit on it for a while, and then just be farming the hell. You're just getting printed like DAI dollar tokens to buy shit coins or whatever you want to buy.
Yeah, well, you could get that on yield from other platforms too. Like you could use Celsius and get your 7% on USDC or whatever, and that's kind of like free coins. I mean, they come in from a service, 16, right? But
16%, I think. 16%.
Just stake all your Ethereum. You're gonna make mad gains from that.
No, the Ethereum staking is gonna be garbage.
I know.
So
it's gonna have an awful yield.
Like outside of Hex,
Unless you're well.
Most of these lending platforms are pretty much like half of the liquidity pools in all of DeFi. Yep. If you know about it. So if you get like shitty ass Nexo, shitty ass BlockFi, shitty ass blockchain.com, who am I missing?
Crypto.com.
Crypto.com.
Shitty ass crypto.
And Celsius as well. Like if you add up all the money they have, that's basically trying to farm out yield for people. Because like the reason they pay yield is because they're grabbing it from the market. They're pretty much half of the pool or more of most pools.
Makes sense.
Right. So that's how crazy it is. So it's like our DeFi is not really that DeFi. Yeah. One day it will be. That's why like something like Hex is pretty dope because it's DeFi. It's DeFi'd out right now. It's new.
Well, it makes you wonder though too, because once it gets powerful enough and gets that real virality, like what are the powers that be going to do to try to stop Hex? I mean, it's going to be a problem, like a 5 year from now problem or a 10 year from now problem, but it's going to be. When Hex goes so mainstream and everyone's recommending it and the government realizes they never got their little chunk of it, like they're going to pull some shady shit to try to, get around it.
There's going to be a lot of rich Hexicans that are funding the new politicians.
It's like be a lobbyist.
No, yeah, it's like, let's not pass anything against Hex this year. If you want to get elected again, here's 10 million real quick.
Get prepared for that to happen, because that will happen at some point. Be prepared.
Sure. Government
I'd be happy to go
wants
up
their cut.
against any kind of illegal battle. You know, once I am a Hex millionaire, I'll funnel some of that money into
Hexzillionaire.
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 I'll help the cause.
Yeah, for sure.
Give me 1 segundo. I'm shilling the link. Give me a second.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, guys, $100 giveaway, $100 Hex giveaway at CryptoCoffee. Come check it out. Someone will post it in the chat really quick. Motley will do that.
Gotcha.
We'll give away $100, guys. Do you like free money?
When are you doing it?
I do.
It's got about 12 more days left. I'm just testing it out.
Okay.
So there's a thing called Gleam, which like lets you do giveaways, and you can sign up. And really, it's just a way for me to get more following and stuff like that. And it costs me
Wait, does
$100.
this get my channel banned now that you did the giveaway on mine? Got him.
No.
Always the plan.
I released a
Speak to
video
your
on
lawyers,
it on my
Motley.
channel. It's really, I don't think it's nearly that bad as bad as it seems. I mean, it's like you follow me on Twitter, you know, retweet my tweets. In one of my live streams, I'm going to give away a secret code. That's going to be a secret code to get you a lot more entries into the giveaway. So we'll see if it works well. Then maybe I'll do $1,000 next time. Who knows?
So you're gonna give us like a secret word?
Yeah, like I'll drop the secret word like really quickly, and no one will really have time to know what it is. Like, you know, if I say like the secret word is peanut, then that's all I'm going to say for the whole show. And it's like I'm never going to say it again. So
you can
That
just
was
give it
it.
to us in the back room real quick. Okay.
well, I just gave it to everyone.
It's peanut.
Fuck you, Molly.
Shout it from the rooftops.
That's cool, man. Giveaways work well. You know, I've seen
Yeah,
a lot of success. So it's nice to, you know, that you're getting your foot in the water and trying to see how it works. So it's a good time horizon too, where like people have like enough time to participate. So I think that's pretty cool.
Cookie Boy
Right.
said,
I'm
someone say
airdropping $100. That's right.
coffee airdrop. It's scalding hot $100 bill on you.
Yeah. No. Speaking of airdrops, though, I'm probably going to sell my ZK swap tokens tomorrow, and I'm not going to wait for the airdrop.
You got a front run? What was your entry?
I'm gonna front
point,
run.
though? What was your entry?
Not great. It was like 790. So they're at 850 right now. So like I'm just hoping I can get out with some kind of a profit. And this is why I learned like. This is why I don't do degen shit. 'Cause it's like, oh, this is a perfect setup. Oh, wait, but the entire fucking market crashed like 30% on like the easiest play ever. That was like supposed to be a layup. And yeah, I don't
Luckily, it's held up though, like around a price point, because that was the same thing. Like I think I got it right around like $8 or something. Like not a great price point at all. But I know you and I both just like what you said, like aped in. Yeah, we both just like aped in. Did a video on it real quick. Yeah, like hey guys, 1-to-1, let's go. And then yeah, literally the market crashed. You're like. It's the same thing. I was just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. Any other day it would have been great, but no, it just had to crash like 2 days before.
I'm still tempted to risk it for the biscuit. We'll see.
Don't do it, man. I would just sell because once you get those coins, everyone's going to be doing the same thing. It's like Big Payday.
I know.
Like,
I
you
know
what happened on Big Payday.
Yeah, I know.
What happened?
Well,
Oh, nothing.
while we're on the topic
bought
of
some cheap
airdrops, who saw the post from MetaMask?
Did not see it. I just heard it from you. You want to pull it up real quick? HexMac?
Yeah, pull it up.
Yeah.
Share your screen.
Hang on.
Yeah.
What's up, Brand? What's
when
going
he was telling
on,
me
bro?
about it, broke my heart.
Hey, not much, man. Good to see you repping the Crypto Girl hoodie right now, but you know, just kind of chilling. Dude, it's actually really nice, man. It's soft. It's like got some sort of cotton there, and the actual color itself, dude, is like super saturated, man. And she did a good job. We were talking a little bit before on like the logo and whatnot, and you can still see the Hex logo just fine, and it's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah, I remember her saying something like it's hand stitched in some sweatshop somewhere, and nothing but the finest
nice.
quality. No, it looks good though. Did you get it, Mac? Or are you still looking?
I couldn't find it on Twitter. I'm gonna have to steal it from the Telegram.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm curious. I just did a swap today on MetaMask Swap, trying to get the get as many wallets as I can. I put in 100 USDC. Spent about 60 on fees, so I'm really
not-
hoping.
It's not good news.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, they're not
Coffee.
doing it. They're not
so
doing it.
it could be to fuck with us and try to stop people from gaming as much too. So we'll see.
We had that thought too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see.
I'm
Yeah.
really like
I'll be very surprised if they don't do an airdrop at some point.
they are. I mean, another one
Links in
that's
the
been doing
private
airdrop
chat,
that
guys.
no one's talking about is OpenSea.
Oh,
Hold on,
really?
before we get there, DC. Wasn't it literally like something in their GitHub about the airdrop for MetaMask? That there at one point, and then they took it out. I think I remember Franklin saying something about it.
I heard that too, but I can't
Yeah.
remember whether it was MetaMask or not.
I'm pretty sure Franklin was talking about that. He actually saw it in their GitHub. So yeah, fuck them for that tweet because they're liars.
It's,
If they want me to use their overpriced MetaMask swap, they better give me a token.
Jesus, that's a piece of shit.
They seriously charge exorbitant amount of fees compared to everything else.
Is this
Alright,
the
well-
real MetaMask support though? This is the real support. Because like
I
this only
don't
has-
know. Max the one that
followers.
saw it. I haven't seen it yet. Can't find it.
Is this
No,
like
no,
a
no.
scam
It's,
account?
it's in the private chat.
Oh.
Barely shared it in a Telegram earlier today in one of the Telegram groups. So and that's the thing. There's a bunch of MetaMask profiles. That's why I couldn't find it on Twitter. Just off the cuff.
Yeah.
whoa.
I mean, this profile is called MetaMask support. I don't know if I trust that it's the official.
It's got like a little heart next to it. Like, hold on, guys, give me 1 second.
Like what?
Let's see.
If you type
Yeah.
in MetaMask, there's like 4 accounts that come down in Twitter when you type just MetaMask in. So take it with a grain of salt. But
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Let me get my.
and that's the
tab up.
thing. It could just be a fake out as well. There's so many of them going on right now.
So
All right,
many.
can you guys see this? Okay.
no.
Can you guys see it? No.
No.
There you
Oh,
go.
God
Zoom
damn
in on that.
What? Oh,
Just control zoom in, Motley.
Control plus or whatever.
whoops! I'm on the wrong one. See it now? I mean,
Yeah.
not like it says much. There are no plans for an airdrop token at this time.
Thank you, random person in like
Thanks for maniac.
That's so there you guys go. Breaking news.
proof.
All-
We found it.
All our thousands of dollars, some random MetaMask support Twitter account. Well, how many do you see how many people have
1,700.
subscribed to it? 1,700? 1,700?
That's not that much.
Yeah, not a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if I'm subscribed to MetaMask, so. Or
Oh, one tip for don't panic. He said, "How did coffee get such a low gas fee?" Even on MetaMask Swap, dude. If you just wait, like after 30 seconds when they refresh the quotes will come down. Just wait longer than the initial like 30 seconds, and the quotes will come down a little bit, not a lot, but when you're doing it on MetaMask, at least make sure you just like it'll be like refreshing in 30, 29, 28, 27, and then it'll get lower. That's all I'm saying.
what fees did you get? How much was yours?
Like it went from 70 down to like 50. When
I
waited.
got like 40. I was getting 45 this past Saturday. It was like 1 or 2 a.m. And yeah, I was getting like, what's up for a swap for a MetaMask swap. So I was getting like, evidently they're not doing. No, just kidding. I have no clue if that's legit or not, but yeah, I was getting about $45 dollars per swap. Yeah, I've definitely spent a couple grand.
In gas, yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah.
I don't want to even
Yeah.
look.
Just for the MetaMask swaps.
You guys check that accumulative money spent on gas.
Hell
link.
no.
Check
Hell
out the end of the bull run.
Yo,
Yeah.
do you have the link? Send me the link. I'll do
Oh,
it.
why are you spreading the devil's fucking like words?
Huh? What?
Yeah.
See how much gas we spent?
Yeah,
put it in
that's
the-
right.
No.
Put in the private chat. I'm just gonna do the
I
pain
didn't
to
have the link
myself.
for it. I saw Trayvon posted a Twitter status about how much gas he'd spent. That's interesting because he's a DeFi degen.
Mine's got to be way over 10 grand. I'd say probably maybe 20. Oh God,
No, I don't want to know.
I don't want to know either.
Yeah,
Like,
dude,
I kind of do.
It's not real until you look at it.
More torture than the chip, you know?
I'll
Yeah,
look at it later.
I'd rather eat a pocket chip.
Oh, less damage.
Dollarcost, how you doing, man?
Good man. Not bad. Not bad.
That's good. You been busy?
Yeah, I've been really, really busy, man. I've just been getting shit like tuned up for the next course that's coming out on March 5th.
Nice.
Yep.
That's gonna have different tiers, right? Like 400, 500, 600.
Yeah. So
Or-
this next course is about 697 per
Damn.
course, and it's going to be
Worth it,
about
though.
10 days. Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, we really help a lot of people go from like not knowing anything about crypto to like actually being able to use like Uniswap and everything, portfolio allocation. I mean, learning how to do charts and stuff, staying away from leverage. Well, we try to, but like these guys,
they're degens.
They can't help themselves.
All right, guys, this is what not to do. Okay, can you show me how to do it though?
Don't press the big
button.
Don't press the big button 100x.
No, but
Yeah.
y'all's course is really cool because you guys give them like the fundamentals that like people need getting into the space not to get wrecked. Just like basic security and just onboarding, and then from there, just like fundamentals of just not getting shit pulled out from underneath you.
Yeah, it's really, really important.
Yeah,
we give them a list of coins that we think that we've done the research on that aren't going to rug. Obviously, some can underperform, some can overperform, but these coins, if you put your money into, you're going to be okay. Things like that. I know we've made a couple millionaires and a lot of people, into the six-figure. A lot of hundreds of people into the six-figure range.
awesome.
Wow.
Since the start of the
great,
course.
man.
It's a great time to start again too, because it's a huge dip right now. So if you're going to start the course like right now, it's a great time to get into.
If we could have started it right now, we would have, but we're not going to be. It's not going to start until like the 12th of March.
Still, I mean that's going to still.
Yeah,
hopefully.
I mean, just to let you guys know, I mean, pretty much the next 2 months are pretty much Kusama months, really. So you guys, if you guys have Kusama, it's going to go like this, just like these guys right here.
Because of the parachains coming out.
Yeah. So basically, so for the next 4 months, basically, it could be 3 months.
ICOs, guys.
It's ICO season. It's ICO season for Polkadot. So Kusama does their ICOs first. Once all that's going done, then Polkadot will do theirs. Polkadot's a lot shorter, but it's more condensed. So Polkadot did
premium.
More, it's a little more premium. Yeah.
Premium as crypto gets.
Pretty much. And like if you look at what's kind of going on with the whole thing, the average person's probably going to stick either the Kusama or their DOT for about 6 months to 2 years. And effectively 35 to 40% of the total supply of the token is going to be locked up. These people speculating on this stuff. So the price of these tokens are going to go like that. Like just vertical.
How does their locking mechanism work as opposed to like something in relation to Hex? How are they different?
Okay, so basically it's a little more so in Hex it's more I can go, I want to stake for 8 days or 1 day or a year or 555. With this, the maximum lockout is 2 years, and it goes in 6 month sort of chunks. So every token's a little different. Some tokens only will allow you to stake for about 6 months to a year. So the minimum is always 6 months, and the maximum is always 2 years. But each token team pretty much decides kind of how they're going to lock it up and how long you can lock it up. Because some teams decide, like, hey, I don't want you to miss the entire fucking bull market. If I have you staked for 2 years, right? Because if you stake right now for 2 years, you're going to miss the bull market.
So is it just a permanent lock? So once you do it, there's no way to get it out.
Pretty much
nothing?
Permanent lock, but you get your coins back. So it's a really interesting model where it's basically you lock up your tokens, and the team who has the most tokens locked up and stuff, then they get more of the actual treasury rewards for the team.
Do you lose possession of those coins?
No, you get them back once the 2 years.
No, but I mean, do you lose possession of them when they're locked? Like, are you actually sending them? Are you sending them somewhere? Is what I'm getting.
I don't think you're sent. Well, I'm not entirely sure. I have to see how it rolls out, but I'm guessing it's probably locked up in some sort of contracts and stuff. But okay. I'd be lying to telling you that I know exactly until we see the first way they actually do the contracts. Then no. But pretty much it works like this, right? So this is something like Robonomics. Robonomics is doing it like this. So they're like the first ones to actually kind of open up and tell you how they're going to do it. So basically, if you have one Kusama, right, just one Kusama, and you lock it up for 6 months, they're going to give you 1 token. You lock up Kusama for a year, they're going to give you 2 tokens. You lock it up for a year and a half, you get 4. You lock it up for 2 years, you get 8. Okay. That's how it goes. But Robonomics has a very small supply of tokens, pretty much. Right, so every single token is going to have a different. It might be 12 or 35, or 100 or 1,000 or 100,000. It all depends on their supply and how much they want to allocate towards that. Obviously, the more tokens they give people, the more chance they'll have to have more Kusama locked up, and then from there they have a shit ton of funding. And I do like the model compared to the classic. I do like this model better than the Ethereum ICO model, because in the Ethereum ICO model, the team just got all the money right away, and then pretty much they could just fuck off.
Yeah.
Right, with money where like the money that gets given out to the team is dripped to them.
But you can just
Obviously,
make a vesting contract, though. Even on Ethereum, you can put your shit into a contract that's publicly visible, and you have to like wait for it to come out.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of like
but
what,
nobody did that.
kind of like what isn't that similar to like what Kyle did when like the dollar cost averaging into the AAA, where like pretty much everyone put in their Ethereum they wanted so they could have a larger buying power, and they just DCA'd every day at the adoption amplifier, more or less something along those lines.
Right.
Yeah, but I've got a question for you, Dollarcost. So like Polkadot and Kusama, they've already gone parabolic to a degree. Are you saying it's going to be Polkadot, Kusama, months as in the shit built on top of them is going to pump hard as fuck, or
no, because
these are going to continue to pump?
So Ethereum was built off of speculation completely, right? Obviously, most of it was shit.
Right.
A couple good things. Those couple good things are worth billions of dollars. Hex is one of them, right?
Yeah.
It came much after, but still, right? So at least from what I can see, at least the first couple tokens that come on Kusama, like Akala and Akula, horrible names, but still, Akala and Akula, which is is essentially their versions of like what's a good one? Aave. Their versions of Aave. It's like an Aave Celsius Nexo sort of kind of mesh, basically. Oh my God, Motley!
Don't mind me. Just keep going.
But anyway, it's that sort of mix and stuff, and I think those would be the crown jewel projects. And then there's Robonomics, which isn't terrible, and there's a couple of other projects that come out on Polkadot, like Ocean Protocol and everything like that. But after those, let's just say like the initial 10 projects or 5 projects come out, it starts devolving into shit. Basically, there's a lot of tokens that say they're running on Polkadot, but actually they're running on Ethereum, kind of, and it's a bullshit. Like they're just saying like, oh, we're powered by Polkadot, but they're not powered at all by Polkadot. It's lies. And so there's going to be a lot of, just like you can't stop the bullshit. What they're doing is that they're bringing up like their best coins up front. It's going to look nice and cool for about a couple months, and then here comes the shit, like the real shit. Yeah. And it's a lot of NFT crap I've noticed with Polkadot and Kusama that are coming out and stuff. So there, a lot of NFT plays and stuff that I think are total horseshit. NFTs only work if the gas fees are very, very low.
Right. Because
you can arbitrage sell them. And then when you can arbitrage sell them, that means they start having value to you. Because you're like, oh, well, man, I'll just hold it for a little bit, and then I'll just be able to sell to somebody for like $2-3 more. I mean, that's why I made a lot of money in Decentraland. It was like I would buy up a ton of items. The price would start going up. I started selling some of my items slowly off on the market to have a ton of profit. Then eventually all my NFTs became profit. And then I wouldn't care if the price went down or not. I didn't care at that point.
But even then, like Richard says, like those are going to be the first things to go when the bull run's over. Like if you're caught holding those NFTs, even with the gas fees, if they get less, like if you're caught with those NFTs towards the end of the bull run, like it's a wrap. Like you're not getting rid of those.
That's why NFTs went to high price ticket items. Because they're the only people that can play around with the gas fees, because the entire low cost, unless you're getting into a game that has an NFT or you have some God damn, that's so distracting, Motley.
All right, I'm out. Sorry.
Jesus. You look high, bro.
All right. I'm back. Some would argue this is worse, so. All right.
But anime game, yeah. But pretty much that's what's kind of going on is they can only they can only get headlines by bringing it. Like most of the NFTs are trash. You're really going to lose all your money. Like I have a couple buddies of mine who make a lot of money off of NFTs, but these guys, their full-time job is actually NFT. They quit their job in 2018 to go into NFTs full-time.
Wow. So what you're saying is they're wash trading NFTs nonstop full time?
Well, no, a lot of the big sales are forced wash trading. It's bullshit. Yeah. Bullshit. Yeah. It's the same thing in the art market. It's a bunch of horseshit.
It's the same thing. It's the same fucking thing.
I mean, literally, it's a way to money launder. I mean, like modern, there's a good case for modern art to be money laundering or like you know, just basically like a payoff or something like that. Like, I'm a modern artist. But these modern artists essentially happen to be kids of some senators or some really important people that let something pass by, and then the sons. It's the same thing with, well, I don't want to get into politics, but basically like some people's sons that get paid a lot, like automatically their son doesn't know anything, but whoa, they make millions of dollars on.
They have deals with China,
things like that, right? So there's a lot of that sort of stuff, right? So they legitimize the modern art scene and stuff. Most art. It's not. I wouldn't say it's watch training. God damn it! But I wouldn't say it's that. But it's just a lot of it's sort of a pump and dump scheme essentially. Except what ends up happening is if you catch the attention of people's eyes, like let's just say everyone's like, oh my god, CryptoCoffee's art's amazing. It could be total bullshit. No offense.
It is bullshit. Yeah.
But let's just say you made some art, right? And like we're like, oh my god, that shit's amazing. And what happens is if the art keeps steadily going up for 5-6 years. Like this, where everyone can see it, then eventually he's like, dude, Coffee's art's actually pretty good, man. What ends up happening, it becomes sort of like the like sort of a like a bird thing. So you know, like those parrots, like Coffee's art,
and then they just screenshot their computer, and then they're good.
Yeah, and it's basically like eventually become like. Coffee's art is worth gold.
So they're literally
Stockholm Syndrome.
You're making up the fact that just because it has price history now, that it must be worth something because you just artificially made the history. Like,
right.
And then 20 people bought it for ever increasing price.
As soon as it becomes as soon as it becomes a narrative, then it becomes reality.
Right.
And then there you don't have the control over it. And then from there, you essentially have a printing press, basically. It's insane. It's pretty crazy. So, but it's the same thing with everything from the artists and anything. Like you're not popping, but when you're popping, you're popping. That's the whole thing. But it's a scam until you're not popping. That's the sort of thing. But those slots are there's only so many slots. You know.
It's gonna be one expensive NFT.
Damn, you mean Coca-Cola, right? Because we're gonna get put off YouTube. Look at it.
Yeah, it's definitely Coca-Cola.
I do have the best non-financial advice. Thanks, Marcabelli. Yeah, guys. I mean, it's gonna be crazy. It's like, fuck, man. I don't know how to even prepare myself, but I'm just staked. So it's not like I really have to do much, right? Just sit back and watch people get wrecked, like today.
Do you guys build any other crypto? I never even asked you guys that.
What's up?
Well, Bitcoin and Ethereum, yeah.
Oh, okay, got it.
You know, the safe ones.
I have Ethereum, Hex, and then a couple you suggested. Synthetics and Aave.
I just got Hex and Ethereum and did have some of the ZKS, and then I was like, wait, fuck that shit. Let's swap that back in Hex.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Hey, keep my price up, Brand.
I feel so like dirty.
I guess I forgot to mention I have CK swap.
Right.
Yeah. That doesn't even like count to me like that. I feel like disgusting even holding that. I got to get rid of that shit like as soon as possible.
Forgive me, I have sinned.
Who was holding on to, did you guys get the Crypto.com card? Any of you still got CRO and stake or anything like that?
Never got the card.
You know, I got that card back in the day, and then I realized this is all kind of bullshit because I don't want to spend my crypto. Like, it's a cool card.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
really just a trick. It's just a gimmick to get people into it and be like, oh, look at how cool I am.
I'd rather just spend my
You can
dollars.
load fiat onto it.
Yeah, but it's like, is that card really like what's going to get you laid, you know? It's like, who cares?
Absolutely not.
No?
But, like,
Wait, is there people that think that? You see my crypto card?
Zero was pumping like a motherfucker this week, though.
Is that why you bought the card,
stake.
Coffee?
What?
Is that why you bought the card?
Well, I was told that people. They were being
Okay.
Get the black card. That's the one that gets
he's got Bitcoin.
Right. It's like that meme of like that like fat dude like with the thought bubble over his head about like girls are gonna come to him with Bitcoin and shit like when he has a bunch of Bitcoin. Have you guys ever seen
We're all
that
gonna
one?
have girlfriends meme. That's the one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the one. Right.
Don't trade, guys.
Ooh.
Trading's bad.
Oh shit, Marcabelli. Sorry to hear that. Yeah. I probably lost in my day, like back in the day when I was trading in 2015, 2016. I probably lost like tens of Bitcoins, right? Which at the time was not that much. At the time, that was maybe 20K.
I just suck at it. Just never been good. never had the mindset for it.
It's just awful, dude. It's
There's
awful.
a deeper layer strategy there as well. Is that like you can hold coins across a cycle if you think that they're going to last, and
Yep.
you know, like that is the real.
That's
you're
your
gonna-
that's your value proposition right there. Do the research, find your good product, and invest in it, and do the long term hold. It's essentially what Hex is for us.
I seriously think right now we're still probably in the like we just maybe barely crossed the margin of safety on coins right now, just barely.
With this dip, or where we were at before the dip.
No, with at this dip we're like, so I like, let's just say something like synthetics, right? If something like synthetic goes to $300-$400, if it dips 90%, it's going to be, you know, $50-$60
around here.
So we're still buying underneath. Some of them are underneath, some of them are actually at parity. So like something like Bitcoin, you're still probably, if you bought Bitcoin right now, you'd probably be like six grand in the hole, maybe $5 grand in the hole.
What's it at right now? Is it, where are we at? Let's see.
Because like I still
50?
believe Bitcoin's going to hit like $250,000, maybe $200,000 before this whole
On
thing.
this cycle?
$250,000 on
Dude,
this one?
really?
Yes,
That's it.
I'll be a little
That's
more
if the cycle
conservative.
goes long, right?
That's it.
I was
No,
gonna
that's-
ask.
this cycle, that could happen. Like we're going to hit like 100,000, 120, 140,000 this year, probably.
Right.
And so we're gonna go up parabolic for the next month, right? We're gonna get a little dip somewhere, or it continues on for about a month or two after that, and then in the summer we take a little bit of a shit for a little bit. Then that extends out the cycle a little bit. Then we launch up, probably crash somewhere in probably February, March.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
my
not
most
extended
educated
cycle.
guess was 2022. And that's based on the lengthening cycles thing, like the rate of change being constant, right? So it's a pretty good guess, and I think October 2022 is how much it could last to. I mean, obviously anything could happen, but
yeah.
So you think if the cycle lasts February or March, you think Bitcoin can do $250,000?
Yeah, of course.
Really?
Yeah, institutional FOMO. We have that. We've just barely got like the one. So my serious top was, I thought, was like 150. Really?
Yeah,
That's what I really
I was
thought.
kind of thinking around there.
When I had Elon, like I did not expect
When you had Elon on?
when I had Elon, when Elon got into Bitcoin on the balance sheet of like Tesla so
That's
fucking
huge.
early on, that should have happened third quarter of this year, not now. That was crazy to me. That was like, this is going harder than we think.
really,
It's like a
way
catalyst.
It might be. It
but
might
it
be
could also
like
crash harder. Like it could be shorter.
No, it's gonna crash. That's here's the problem: is
yes and no because of who actually holds the coins now. It's kind of a different game than our last cycles because these guys don't have to sell.
Sailor is not going to sell his Bitcoin.
That's all he's famous for now. Just buying
Yeah.
more Bitcoin.
But he's so the price. We got to thank him. I mean, he's outside of like maybe Hex, it moves
Absolutely.
but every other coin outside of that has pumped because of him. Literally. Yeah.
And like nobody even knows what MicroStrategy does. Like, do you guys even know what the company does?
Well, they
I had heard of them
lose
before.
money before Bitcoin, so I know that much.
Yeah.
Before they got
They
Bitcoin,
owned a
on the
bunch of
spreadsheets.
domain names. Like they did make a lot of money back in the day. Like they had a bunch of software and stuff that people were using and everything. But I think what kind of ended up happening was like they just were having trouble coming up with ideas after the last 5 years, pretty much. But before that, they were actually making a lot of money and stuff. And like they have a shit ton of domain names. Like he made a bunch of money buying domain names, like Hope.com and a bunch of other stuff. So he's made a lot of money selling domains as well. So he just comes out with like weird strategies, and then that's what's micro strategies.
It all makes sense.
Too
now.
simple.
Yeah, and
That's
he pretty much
his
solidified himself as like the Bitcoin Don, bro. Like really.
Yeah,
Sure.
but the funny thing is, like Elon just eclipsed him in one buy, pretty much. Just after all that, it's just like, oh yeah, that's cool. It's like 1.5 billion from Tesla. That's the one no coiners like know about, right? Like most no coiners don't know about MicroStrategy's buying Bitcoin before Elon did.
You're right.
Sailor has more BTC than Elon, though, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yes, after he did some leverage trading.
I think they bought the same amount as him, and he was like, "Oh hell no!" He went and bought more.
Yeah, fuck you, Elon.
I think
Well,
it's like
yeah.
25 billion. I think.
So do we all think we're in a super cycle here? Because I get that my intuition is telling me yes that we are.
Could be. Yeah.
What do you mean
I
by
was gonna
that?
say, yeah.
Like an
What do you mean?
extended
Longer
lengthening
cycle?
cycle.
until
Lengthening,
like,
yeah.
you know, the end of 2022 at least, like you said, Coffee, like October.
Yeah, I think
This
it's
is
gonna be
way
a long
longer than
one.
the last one, right?
Just make sure to take profits along the way, bro. Just in case, dude. Like,
Take it towards the end of this year for sure.
No, I want to time the absolute top. That's what I'm trying to do.
Right on the razor's edge.
I'm making one sell.
I'm gonna take a little profit in August.
Scamwick down.
Really?
Yeah, because
That's
like
really
I have long-term capital gains on a lot of the crypto I bought. So I'm like, I'm gonna take some off the table because it's just a smart thing to do. You know.
Well, what was it? Richie Rich Crypto tweeted out today. It's just like, hey, like during this downturn, I'm glad I've been taking profits all along the way. It's like, guess what? I can sleep comfortable at night. Like that's huge. Like don't be over invested in this stuff. Like at the end of the day, as fun as it is to see our net worth absolutely skyrocket, don't put yourself over leveraged where you can't even sleep at night. And I guarantee you, there's probably a couple people here now that are.
Well, just like Dollarcost is even mentioned, like in his username of like, maybe averaging in, same thing with, taking profits and kind of averaging out, maybe not all the way, but enough to where you are comfortable. Because yeah, I find that a lot of people, they do have poor risk management, and then they're like really screwed if that thing goes wrong,
Like I had done a consultation with, a consultation with like basically a multi-millionaire kid. Like he became a multi-millionaire off of crypto, and he's like probably like 19 years old.
Nice.
And he comes from like a real broken home and all that jazz and everything like that. And like this dude's a multi-millionaire, has so much money in crypto, and is like literally eating ramen only. Like I mean, like that kind of shit. So I literally had to like give him permission to sell some of his crypto so he could have some money in his bank account. I was like, dude, what are you doing?
Wait, who is this? Someone in your course?
Yeah, well, somebody. I can't.
Okay.
I can't say.
Yeah.
But it's just there's stuff like that where like you get into this mode where like every dollar, and there comes a point where like, dude, you pretty much won already for the cycle, homie. It's like
I'm like that way with Hex. I'm always like buy more Hex. I'm like I literally have like no dry powder. It's like, all right, you gotta stop at some point. Like I love Hex, but at some point you have to like, all right, you need to like start building up your fiat reserves again. As much as I love Hex,
Yeah, you gotta eat.
By the dip, like
the dip comes up. You're like, oh, just a little bit more, just a little bit.
Yeah,
easy
guys
money.
set, like targets. So I mentally go, okay, if this thing hits here, I'm going to take out my initial seed. If it hits here, I'll take out 10%. If it hits here, I'll take out another 10, 15%. Do you guys play the game like that? Do you also establish yourself a position and then don't touch that position? Because I think that like after this, I've been in since 2017, so I had a whole cycle that kind of pondered this kind of thing. But like the best way to position yourself is before all of this starts, and you get a fucking huge bag of whatever you think is going to do well in the cycle. You let that go, you run it to the top, you cash out, and then you can just cycle that over and over and over again. There's no reason to be poor in a bull run. There's ways to make money. You don't ape like we ape into some stuff, I'm sure, but you don't have to ape into fucking everything. Like,
but ZK swap.
But I do understand because a lot of people didn't have money before this run. They didn't have money.
Totally.
So if you're gonna, there's this whole thing where like you have to make your wealth first, at least something like ground based.
Yes.
Like, if you can't, because like I started crypto. I didn't really trust it. I had some equities and stuff. I had some stocks, but like I just came in with like $5,000. Really, in the beginning, that was like late 26. Was it 2016? Yeah, 16, maybe like February 2017, somewhere around there. Started getting in, and like that's not really a lot of money, right? But you build it up over time, right? And then once you have something, but it takes especially if you're not rich, it takes a while, dude. It really does.
Yeah, and I'm still acting like I'm broke. It's like, I mean, what's that saying? You gotta act broke to stay rich, right?
Yeah, like
you gotta eat ramen and shit.
Like A-Bit's video, he just did his vlogging video where he showed everyone where he pretty much ran like Airbnbs, and then he lived in like the basement of one. It was literally just like a one by room. It was like a 1 by 1 room where it was just a storage room essentially. And it was his bed, and he's like, I ate like some essentially more or less ramen and some boring bland food. He's like, yep, I eat the same thing every day. And he's just saved all his money. all.
I couldn't have
his
done
money.
that, man. I could not have done that.
That's some, like,
it was very
bitchin' ass
impressive. It was a
shit,
good
too.
story.
You can
Yeah.
do that sort of shit when you're like really young. Like
Yeah.
you could do so much. Like, damn, like it. Everyone says that if I was young again and stuff, but like really, there is this point where like literally 18 to 21 doesn't matter at all. At all. It matters if you know what you're doing, and you can waste all that time.
Yeah, grind and invest. Like if you find like the next Bitcoin, like I feel like we did with Hex, like fucking throw caution into the wind. Like fuck it. Like and that's what they always tell you. Like you'll recover when you're that early on. Like the amount of money you have is just like it's not going to make too much of an impact. But if you find that golden goose or what have you, like that's going to change your life. So throw caution to the wind. Yeah, throw
that's how I looked at it. I looked at it like it's a bigger risk for me to not take this quote unquote risk right now because, and that's back when I was like 24, 23. I'm like, if this all goes to zero, I have decades to make up this shit. Like I can lose it all and make it back. Now I'm getting a little bit older. I'm like, all right, I want to start being more serious, and I am making the money. It's paying off, right? But like, I got a long way to go still.
And I made that promise to myself back when 2016, 2017 during that bull run and the sequential loss of it or the end of it afterwards. I was just like, I promised myself, I was like, if I ever find the next Bitcoin, like because I remember Bitcoin, I dismissed it initially. I kind of missed the entire Ethereum chain or Ethereum because I wasn't in the space at the time. But like, if I ever found the next Bitcoin Ethereum, I told myself I'm going to make sure that I invest full-heartedly into it. And then like Hex was that product. I was like, oh, this is something truly revolutionary and new to the space. And I was just like, I'm going all in. So
to me, it's like it's like a better Bitcoin on Ethereum. Like it's like the way Bitcoin was intended to be, and now Bitcoin can't do like any. You really can't do much anymore.
You get paid to hodl. That's the biggest thing. One of the core concepts of crypto. You get paid to hodl your coins, which is good in my book.
I'm actually gonna have to get on out of here, guys. Go help the girlfriend prepare a little bit of moving stuff. So thanks for having me on, Motley, and we'll catch each other soon on a stream again. So
later,
thanks, guys. HexMac, Coffee. Dollarcost.
Bro.
Good seeing you guys.